First supervision at Cambridge. I had read everything on the reading list. I didn't dare not. I made notes on all of it. I wrote what I thought was a pretty solid essay, I hoped. My supervisor read it, looked up, and said,
But what do you actually think?
I had no answer to that. See, I might have reported the field beautifully, but I hadn't decided anything. I was a kid from a working class family who had worked so effing hard to get into that room. I thought the job was to absorb and accurately report the work of these great writers, theorists, researchers that had come before me that had probably sat in that very chair. Nobody told me that the job was to have a view, like an actual opinion. That moment, that specific question,
But what do you actually think?
changed how I thought about academic work for the rest of my degree and beyond. And the good news, you don't need a Cambridge supervisor to ask you that question because I'm going to ask it for you. And I'm going to show you exactly how to answer it. I'm Amy, I'm a Cambridge grad and a trained actor, and now I coach students and professionals through writing, thinking, and high-stakes communication. This is the Edit Lab. Welcome. The habit that got me a double first at Cambridge was this. I learned to be uncomfortable with my own conclusions. Not to doubt everything, not to refuse to commit, but to consistently ask before I wrote anything down, am I claiming more than this evidence actually supports? That single question applied rigorously is what critical analysis is, and it is learnable. Here is how. Part 1, what that supervision taught me. Let me go back to that supervision because what happened next is the thing I want you to hear. After my supervisor asked what I actually thought, there was a slightly humiliating silence. And then she did something I did not expect. She didn't answer that question for me. She just sat there waiting. And I realized I had to commit to something out loud to someone who knew the field a heck of a lot better than I did. An opinion based on the evidence I had read with reasons. I thought about the students around me who seemed to do this so effortlessly. And for a long time, I assumed it was because they were cleverer or better read or just more naturally confident. It took me a while to understand that what they actually had was not innate brilliance. It was practice and a set of assumptions about their own right, their entitlement to have opinions. Assumptions that had been installed in them by their schools, their families, their whole environment. I had not been given those assumptions. My world had not brought me up to feel entitled to have opinions. I had to build them. I had to decide what I actually thought. Me. Part 2, what Cambridge consistently tested. Let me be precise about what I mean, because Cambridge as a credential can very quickly become just dismissed as something that might not apply to you. I'm not telling you that Cambridge is special in some mystical way. What I am telling you is that what it assessed really consistently across every essay, every supervision, every exam was one specific intellectual move. That move was, given this evidence, what can we actually claim? Not what does the evidence say, not what does the theorist argue, but given all of that, what can we, with intellectual honesty, actually conclude? Essays that did this consistently got firsts. Essays that reported evidence accurately but didn't evaluate it enough, or hedged a bit too much, didn't. And that gap between those two groups was not down to intelligence or effort, it was a habit of mind. And like all habits, it is learnable. And that is the entire point. That is why I am here, to teach you how to do it. Part 3, why this matters more than ever right now. Building this habit right now is more important than ever. MIT Media Lab published research in 2025 on students who use AI to produce essays over a period of time. They call it cognitive debt. Students who used AI consistently underperformed at neural, linguistic, and behavioral levels compared to students who wrote without it. 83% could not even remember key points from what they had just produced. Good luck to them in their supervisions, right? So yeah, the essay got done, but the brain got nothing. And the World Economic Forum found that analytical thinking ranked first out of the 26 skills needed across all career sectors. First, number 1, the skill that is most urgently needed in your professional life is the one that AI is most actively eroding. So let me be clear, this is not an argument against AI, it's an argument for building the habit that makes your AI use actually reliable. Because to know whether AI's feedback on your essay is right, is accurate, is helpful, you need the very skill that AI is replacing. Part 4, the practical move. So here is the habit, made practical. Before you write any analytical sentence, before you make any claim from a source, ask yourself one question. Am I claiming more than this evidence actually supports? If the answer is yes, don't delete the sentence. Narrow the claim that you are making. Add the caveat. Say, this finding is useful as a directional indicator, but should not be generalized beyond X. Because of Y. Tell us how limited its reach is, what it does not tell us, what something else might usefully add to that discussion. Get creative. Being precise and creative, well, this is what markers are looking for. They're rewarding this at every level because it shows that you understand the evidence well enough to use it carefully and then bring in other ideas to address any gaps rather than just, repeating what you've read. That is what my supervisor was asking for in my supervision, my honest view of the reach of that evidence. I spent the rest of my degree learning to do that. You can start today. I created a free Criticality Fix worksheet linked in the description, and it gives you a structure for applying the exact habit that I help my students build. Apply it to your own work. A 3-step method for turning a weak critique into a strong one. It's free, it's really short, you can use it on your current essay today, right now. Like I said, link in the description. I create videos like this every single week, so subscribe if you want more of it. And if you're a first-generation student like me, or you're working class, or you've ever felt like so everyone else has just got this notebook that you didn't get somehow, maybe it missed you in the post. I especially want you here. You're not behind, I promise. It's just that you might have to build something that other people might have been given a long time ago. So remember, the gap between a 2-1 and a first isn't intelligence, it's a habit of mind, and habits are learnable. I'm Amy. This is the Edit Lab. I'll see you on the next video.